In an age of DMs and texts that disappear in a flash, what does it actually mean to sit down and write a letter? Today, we're diving into a novel that became this huge word-of-mouth sensation by asking that very question. This is our explainer on The Correspondent by Virginia Evans, a story all about the quiet, incredible power of the written word.
And right off the bat, you can see why it's grabbed so much attention. I mean, when a writer like Ann Patchett calls a book a cause for celebration, you just know you're in for something really special. That's not just praise, that's a sign that this story holds something truly, deeply meaningful.
And wow, this quote from the novel itself, it just gets right to the heart of it. This idea that our letters aren't just words on a page, they're these tangible pieces of us, all coming together to form this amazing puzzle of our lives. It sets such a beautiful, almost nostalgic tone for everything that follows.
So who is the person at the center of this magnificent puzzle? All right, let's get into it. Let's meet our protagonist, Sybil Van Antwerp. Sybil is, well, she's not a simple character, that's for sure. She's this distinguished lawyer who's played so many roles in her life. A mother, a grandmother, she's been a wife, she's a divorcee. She has lived this really full, complicated life. And her way of making sense of it all, of finding some kind of order in the chaos, is through writing letters. It's pretty much her anchor.
And this isn't just some casual hobby for her, it's a full-on daily ritual. Most mornings, you can find her sitting down corresponding with the world. She writes to her brother, to authors she admires, people like Joan Didion. But here's where it gets interesting. There's one person she writes to all the time, whose letter she never, ever mails.
Yeah, that unsent letter is a crucial piece of this whole thing. Because while Sybil is busy writing out to the world is about to write back to her, and in a way that is going to change absolutely everything.
And this is the moment it all happens. Her very controlled, very ordered life is suddenly just thrown into complete turmoil. Why? Because letters start arriving from her past. And these aren't just letters. They're like ghosts, forcing her to look back at a time in her life she has tried so hard to forget. A really painful chapter.
And all of a sudden, that unsent letter we were just talking about, it becomes the absolute key to everything. Sybil has this realization that she's stuck. And to move on, to find any kind of peace, any kind of forgiveness, this one letter she's been holding on to for years has to be read. Her whole emotional future is riding on this one single act.
And it's this deeply personal, really raw journey that is connected so strongly with readers. So let's switch gears for a second and look at why this novel became such a massive, massive word-of-mouth hit. You gotta love a quote like this from the Wall Street Journal. This year's breakout novel no one saw coming. That just says it all, right? It speaks to the book's quiet, genuine power. It didn't need some huge marketing campaign. People just found it and loved it because the story is just that good.
And the numbers? They totally back it up. We're talking more than 17,000 five-star ratings just on Amazon. I mean, think about that. That's a huge number of people who didn't just read the book, but loved it so much they had to go tell everyone else about it.
But it wasn't just readers who went crazy for it. Nope. The critics were all over it too. It hit the New York Times bestseller list, it was longlisted for huge awards like the Carnegie Medal, and it got named the best book of the year by places like NPR and the Washington Post. So yeah, not just popular, it was a critical darling.
So beyond the amazing reviews and the fantastic plot, why does this story matter so much, especially right now? Well, it really all comes down to one big idea: human connection.
And this really gets to the core of it all. This is a novel about the beauty of just slowing down for a second in our crazy fast world. It's about finding real comfort in books and literature. It's about the kind of wisdom you only get with age, and about accepting all the mistakes and the kindnesses that make up a life. And maybe most importantly, it's about the unbelievable, life-changing power of forgiveness. Which kind of leaves us with this final thought, doesn't it? In our world of instant everything, this novel really makes you pause and think about a different kind of communication. So just think about it for a second. When was the last time a letter, a real, physical letter, actually changed your life? The link to this book is in the video description.